Oh, nice. Nice fingal there by Lazarus for the Hat Chat podcast episode 82, would you believe, with your generous hosts, Chris Trott.
Hi, Chris Trott. I'm Ross Hornby.
Hi, Chris Trott. I'm Alex Smith.
That's great.
Welcome to the podcast. The fingal was by Lazarus. It was very loungy vibe. I definitely I enjoyed it. I think Lazarus has sent something else in. I'll have to track it down because it seems like they're good at producing.
Yeah, definitely. They seem really good. Thank you very much for that, Lazarus. Today we're going to be talking to you about various things over the next 45 or so minutes.
Yeah.
There'll be some hypotheticals, which thank you to our Patreon listeners. You guys really help support the podcast with your subscriptions, I guess they are, patronization. And they chose some hypotheticals for us today as well. You can become one of those voters by going to patreon.com/hatfilms. So yeah, thanks to those people.
Have you decided whether you're going to post nudes on there yet, or is that?
I'll post feet pics for a certain amount of money.
Feet pics, okay. Right.
But I'm not doing that for free.
We'll set a really high tier.
He's going to dangle that carrot.
I'll dangle my carroty toes, which are like just as like freshly pulled from the ground carrots. Yeah. So they got that sort of stringy and muddy and. Oh, did I tell you? I pulled the top of my toenail off.
Oh, you did. Yeah, you did tell us that.
Yeah, it's fine.
Can we not?
It didn't hurt. It was really quite
again?
fun.
I don't want to
know.
know.
We need to know more about it, but that sounds very. Is it painful?
No.
Are you asking questions?
Good.
Don't.
Well, I just I thought I'd humour him a little bit because he wanted to talk about his.
Thank you.
Can we
Thank you for humouring me.
I mean, I want to shout out the fingal
I
again.
Ate the things I pulled off my toes.
Brilliant. Yeah, excellent. Thank you for rounding that up.
Yum, yum, yum.
Lazarus, thank you so much for making the fingal. They also made an intro, an outro, and a full mix version for me, which is incredible.
Nice. Good.
And, if you send a fingal in to our email, hatchat@films.com, and you put some links in, of course, I'll say that they've got a Twitter, Lazarus Music _ and Lazarus Music on Instagram, and Lazarus Official on SoundCloud. I feel like that's more than enough to say, for you making that music for us, of course we can promote you. So if you put your links in, I'll say it for sure. So thanks for that. It's a really good fingal. Anyway, shall we move on to our first hypothetical?
Yes, please.
That we voted on, as explained by Alex Smith, the Patreons.
Hello.
Just go ahead.
The first question that these idiots selected was, if you were a professional wrestler in the WWE, what would your name and identity be?
Oh, that rhymes.
Yeah.
Trot, you're quite big into the WWE scene, as in you watch it.
I was watching WWE, and I've now jumped ship, actually, to the rival brand, AEW, which is, in my opinion, better in almost every aspect.
Any reason why?
Come at me.
I don't think they will come at you. I think that's quite a commonly held belief from the people I know. I don't think they will.
And fast. No, it's just, I don't know. I'm going to sneeze.
Okay.
Is
go on.
Vince McMahon still the owner of WWE? Is that still a thing?
Is he still like a main character?
I'm not a huge fan of the brand, to be honest, and the Trumpisms of Vince McMahon, very much in the pocket. And it's just like...
Trump was on it, wasn't he? Once?
He was on it. Yeah. But it's just a little... I don't know. AEW's a bit more good.
New age.
Better. It's not like an entertainment thing. It's more like there's pretty decent wrestling in there as well.
What does the E stand for in AEW?
Email, I think.
What's the A stand
Advanced Email Website, I think is what it stands for.
Advanced Email Website, and then there's wrestling involved.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you send them an email, and then they come to your door and engage with you physically? Is that...
Yeah.
Is that what you
I think
find?
that's exactly how it works, Alex Smith.
Is that exactly the service they provide? It's incredible. I mean, the gig economy is really giving us some gems before,
Well, the hypothetical, that was just one of the ones I picked out. But yes, I don't know how I got back into wrestling, but it's actually really fun to watch with people on Discord. It is genuinely an enjoyable experience because you don't have to worry too much about it. You don't have to worry about, where's the plot line developing? And, well, they do get fucking hurt, actually.
Well, yeah.
Like, really bad.
Yeah, they'll get bruised and
just last week.
but not like
Oh no, really fucking bad. Last week, a guy, a luchador, got thrown through a table from the top of the ring, and he landed on his arm, and his elbow bent the wrong way.
Oh shit! Okay.
They replayed it 4 times, like in slow-mo, before they realised what is going on there.
Oh my God.
He's okay.
Did they stop and say, "Oh my God, it's real"? And oh, hang on, it's all real. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Get him an ambulance.
I mean, he's real. He was screaming in agony, apparently.
Oh my God, that sounds.
He dislocated his elbow. Thankfully, it wasn't a fracture.
In a way, do you feel like some people watch it like? Cause some people watch F1 just because they want to see crashes. Do you know what I mean? But it's obviously.
I guess there's a bit of that.
And obviously, the entertainment is in the race itself. You want to see someone succeed and whatever. But there are people who will watch it for crashes. Do you think people will watch AEW for the real life damage that they could be doing?
I mean, they are doing real life damage over time.
Yeah, but they're not actually trying to hurt each other like properly, are they?
No, I mean, it's like a coordinated gymnast.
Of course.
Dance, but with going through tables and smashing into each other at full pace and stuff like that. It's brutal, I think, but it's coordinated so that you can actually last longer than like a few fights before you die. Yeah. Because if it was real wrestling, you would just kill each other, right? I guess.
Well, if it's like UFC or whatever, it's brutal. Like, it's
imagine that. Like,
stuff.
God damn, it's ridiculous. But yeah, this is more entertainment, I guess, and pandering, and it's like modern day stage theater, I guess, in a way. It's got like the villains and the heroes.
Isn't it? Huh? Yeah. There's a soap element to it in terms of
it's very soapy.
It's more frequently.
Yeah.
But also like there's a storyline, and the wrestling is like the main event, sure, but people are actually interested in these characters. So who's your favorite character?
It's a dinosaur.
Or in general, or there's a dinosaur in
AEW.
AEW.
He's amazing. He's a big guy. He's called Luchasaurus. He wears a dinosaur mask, and he puts like green shit in his mouth, and he just makes roaring noises. He doesn't say anything. And he's got a tag team partner called Jungle Boy. And they literally lean into how hammy and shitty it is, and just have a great time. It's the best.
Okay. So,
and that's what I want to be. To answer the hypothetical, I'd also be a dinosaur, I think.
You'd be another dinosaur.
What kind of dinosaur?
Okay. A T-Rex. I'd limit myself and only fight with my legs and mouth.
So you would claw hand it.
Yeah.
You would go in there with claw hands, like kind of like obviously up to your chest, and that's your basically just then just.
You know those novelty like inflatable dinosaurs you see with like the little window and like the floppy head. That would be my outfit. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. Really. Yeah. Phoning Amazon.
I'd like to see him go farther as that character.
Yeah.
It seems very limiting, and it's like an underdog story of just like the dude.
Do you think he'll evolve?
Literally restricting himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like a Pokemon.
Or like a dinosaur, like a real animal. Yeah.
My intro would be the most ostentatious and longest intro ever. There'd be a lot of fireworks and smoke, and then when the smoke drifts apart, 2 spotlights would beam on an egg just at the top of the ramp.
Oh, okay.
And every time I'd hatch slowly, really slowly.
Would you get a Richard Attenborough lookalike to come in and go, push? Would you do that, do you think?
Yeah, I think I get celebrity cameos of people cosplaying as David Attenborough.
No, Richard Attenborough's brother is David Attenborough's brother, the guy in Jurassic Park.
Yeah, right, okay. Crazy, right?
But he's dead.
He's dead, so...
But you get David Attenborough to stand in because you're like, well, it's his brother.
We stop saying David Attenborough's name.
It's going to happen eventually.
I don't want to have
the curse
to be responsible for David Attenborough.
How old is he now?
90
Too old, baby.
Who's going first, the Queen or David Attenborough? That's the question, isn't it?
Or Denchi. Is Dentures in there? We keep mentioning Dentures. Yeah. Judith.
God, Attenborough's 95, baby. 95. Jesus.
Oh, God.
But all these posh, well-to-do types always live forever, don't they? I don't know why. I guess it's all the money. Or
posh, well-to-do types.
Well, like, David Attenborough comes from, sort of a certain era, a certain type of person. He's an incredibly posh person, isn't he?
He'll be 200.
You think he'll live to 200?
Yeah.
The Queen as well.
She's a painful 100 years.
Forever. Judi Dench isn't that old. Judi Dench is 87.
Do you think he wants to witness the end of the world as it happens?
You know what? I think because he spends so much time advocating for climate to be a serious thing that needs to be fixed right now, I don't think he's keen on the idea of the apocalypse. No.
I don't think. I'm not saying he's keen, but do you think he'd want to just at least get to the end, rather
get
than
to the end of the ride,
wither away in his sleep?
I think he'd be really sad.
Yeah,
like all that life being snuffed out and stuff.
Yeah, but his is going to go imminently as well, though, because
of course,
just how it would work. It would be a global catastrophe.
Well, depending on who you talk to, Ross, I've been watching a few psilocybin-based documentaries recently, and they're really keen on the whole idea of like dying is just part of the life cycle of every
so let's speed this thing up
on this earth.
Yeah.
Not speed it up, but like it. We obviously fear it because life is all we know, and life is the only time we get to contemplate anything. But like equally, there's a lot about the natural world and ecological cycles that we're still learning that suggests that it's an incredibly connected thing. And yeah, you might not be conscious as a human being, but you're still part of the energy that makes life and all things on the earth work. I think he'd be sad, David Attenborough, to know that system perhaps might be breaking down or might be challenged. But at the same time, hopefully he'd be comforted by the fact that he's a natural scientist and understands the cycles of life.
I got a couple of critiques.
Go on.
I don't think this wrestling idea is going to really capture the demographic that watches it. However, I've got a good name for him: Cosmosis.
Cosmosis.
And I made this character in WWE 2K16.
Nice.
Playing against Craig. And I made him what's that material where, depending on the light, it changes color?
Oh, what, just like kind of like a reflective, or is it the?
It's like, do you mean shiny like foil?
Pearlescent. Yeah, is it like a?
Your entire outfit is like almost like a gimp suit, but pearlescent, and it's lovely, and it's got like galaxy swirls on the back, and you'd be called Cosmosis, and you talk about these concepts and ideas.
Okay. Can they have a buddy partner, like a buddy? What I'll be like in a skin suit of David Attenborough, but like a larger than life version of him.
Inflated.
Yeah, I think it should be.
Yeah, everything's got to be slightly inflated.
And so so there's a wobble to his movements every time he wobbles down. But I can go along with the dinosaurs.
Nice.
And kind of also preach. I'll preach about the climate change. I'll make sure people are aware of it. Maybe my special like kind of move could be
the Elsa signature,
like some sort of recycling move. Maybe I could bring out a big recycling receptacle and then dump you into it. Boom!
Put them in the recycling trash.
Yeah, in the recycling trash. Yeah, not just normal trash.
You could call it the circle of life. Maybe I should bring out a normal trash
can to emphasize that.
Don't sort your rubbish. It's like your big that's your angle. It's a bit like John Cena visiting kids, but yours is like a very like pro recycling message. I could be the heel to your.
Yeah, I was thinking you could be a heel.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could be like the comet.
Yes, I was literally thinking the same thing. You could be a meteor.
Yeah. And I'm like the meteor, and I come in, and I'm just like they're all like, oh, it's the meteor, and I all start from really high up.
Yeah,
and,
you could zip line.
Coming down.
The whole gimmick is like I always have to start from high up somewhere, and they awkwardly zip line me in, and then I like fall off and just collapse into the ring, and I can't go back up because I've seriously injured myself.
What would your entrance music be?
My entrance music would be the theme from Armageddon.
Don't want to miss a thing.
Holy shit.
You just start hearing it around the auditorium.
We got Aerosmith.
Oh, fuck, look up. It's coming.
And I'm really like quite nervous about jumping off of this really hastily assembled stage system.
In this novelty meteor outfit.
That's like, you can just see my hands and feet sticking out of a large ball.
I'm ready to go again. Oh my god.
And my character's fucking terrified of coming anywhere near. So Ross, your David Attenborough character will obviously have to keep fighting off the meteor from reaching me.
I'll be saving the dinosaurs, and throwing away that meteor into trash, into recycling, of course.
Recycle even the meteor.
I think you can recycle hardcore in some way. I'm sure.
hardcore.
Well, it's gonna be rock and stuff, surely. I mean, that's. But
it could be full of diamonds.
Details.
What if you hit it with a bat?
Very valuable,
just like a pinata full of diamonds.
You start pissing out diamonds. Oh my god, this guy.
But then some of the stuff that falls out is stuff you have to recycle. And again, get back to the message.
Nice. That was a slight segue. Did you see that video of someone showing the meteor like sliced? It was like perfectly shiny with like little bits of meteorite in it. Oh, it looks so cool. I guess it like
crazy.
Melted in the atmosphere and formed this like amazing shiny. They polished it up and stuff, but holy crap! Just like the wealth out there, just floating about in space. You know, one could land on Earth and just change our entire economy.
Again,
yeah.
Please watch. Just don't look up. Try. I think you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, I'll get around to it.
You've mentioned many concepts in the last week.
I've basically seen it
all
now.
in that film. Yeah, I think you'd.
Trott will watch Don't Look Up when the world is actually ending. All right.
Yeah, it'll be that his final film.
Finally sits down to watch.
100 minutes, sure, okay.
Well, I've only just finished the first Star Wars one.
You told me to watch the originals, right? 1977. I've just got round to it.
No, come on.
It's all painted. I watched it in 4K. I don't know why you liked it so much. All the backgrounds are just paintings. But yeah, that is the answer to if we were professional wrestlers.
I think that's how professional wrestlers.
I think that more than answers that question for sure.
And it makes sense. And there's a message behind there.
It's quite nice, actually. Yeah. Usually it's all about like ego and like I want to win the belt, but no, it's like recycle. Or the meteor is going to kill the dinosaurs. There's like there's a whole show where like we fight some other group of people, and one of them's just beating on David Harbour. All the audience is like,
I'm not sure who I should support here.
Get him, and you're just like,
just throwing him through tables,
destroy everything.
Absolute chaos.
It should be a show ender where he actually just maybe destroys the entire ring as well.
Nice.
So when the Comet wins, the Comet really wins.
Nice. And I'm again nervously looking at the stage technicians, like saying, like, "This is higher than we've ever done before." Are you sure? Are you sure?
This is an open-top stadium. Are you sure?
As I'm in the awkward meteor suit that we've used since the start.
We stress tested this.
Movements.
And then we do a retrospective documentary about how I died with that last big staged event. And you guys were like, he'd been wearing the same suit and using the same harness for 6 years and it all worn down.
Like that actual wrestler that died from a zip line. Smashed into the turnbuckle and died instantly,
Who's that?
Oh.
It's one of the Harts. Brett or Owen Hart, I can't remember which one. But they zip-lined in for, I think it was a WrestleMania. Smashed their head into the turnbuckle, died instantly.
Holy shit.
Risky business, isn't it? Constant stunts.
Brutal.
Yeah.
So we wouldn't do that. Aim for the middle of the ring.
Just aim true, mate. You'll be fine.
There's another... We could just do current like wrestling matchups, like the anti-vaxxer versus Moderna.
One of them dressed up as a hypodermic needle.
Just a needle. Go on, it's good for you.
Go on. I mean no harm.
And it's
like, you can inject me. What would the anti-vax dress like, would you say? Would they have a placard, maybe?
They'd probably just be topless with like anti-vax carelessly spray painted on their chest. And they'd have a protest sign saying Jesus wasn't vaccinated or something. I don't know. I don't know.
They just got a big cardboard shield, a bit like a shitty Captain America. Jesus wasn't vaccinated, and there's like a huge and then there's a T-shirt with like all of these like quotes and pictures of like different conspiracies mashed together to create a narrative, and then
oh my god,
ladies and gentlemen, oh my god, it's Q. He's coming in.
This is such a good
giant
name.
Fucking Sesame Street style Q comes hobbling down. I'm anonymous.
Someone's got a good name for the anti-vaxxer. 5 Jesus. That's
I've got this really important stuff the whole world needs to know, but I've hidden it in various anagram formats.
Who's hungry for pizza? What? No, come on.
All right, we need to make our own wrestling entertainment company. And then get all these people on board. All right.
It needs to be claymation. I think we should go claymation with it. Let's not
full claymation. Yeah, because that's not difficult to achieve.
Deathmatch. What is it? Celebrity Deathmatch.
Celebrity Deathmatch
form.
was so good. Man, that was so well animated. Amazing. I could watch those all again. Anyway, now's a good time to segue to our little ad break before we move on with the rest of the Hat Chat podcast. So enjoy this brief break. I hope you enjoyed that brief break.
What a break that was.
But of course, if you're a Patreon supporter, you get the ad-free version, and that was just an awkward bit of silence for a second.
Just
and you don't get
brief
any of those ads.
moment.
A brief moment in time.
But as a listener of the Hat Chat podcast, we're sure you are familiar with brief moments of awkwardness.
Oh yeah. Brief. There's 82 episodes of it.
Elongated. Oh no, I'm talking about their lives, not ours.
Oh, okay. Wow.
I see.
An attack on our audience.
Yeah, it's a quick attack. Yeah.
Nice.
Quick, it's much like Pikachu.
Of course.
We've got options here.
Patreon number 2.
Yeah, it's whether you want to move on to that or you want to move on to funny news. It's entirely up to you guys. Whether we feel like
read that question.
Read that question.
You want to we'll do a quick answer to this question, and then let's talk about some funny shit. What would you do if you woke up in the morning and found out you were 6 years old again? I like the wording of this as if it's like you wake up normal day and someone just goes, by the way, you're 6 years old.
You realize you're 6, by the way.
And you're in your own fast. And you're in your own flat.
Yeah.
But you are physically also 6 years old, or
I guess
it must be that. Yeah.
Because I'm already mentally 6
When would you
old.
notice, do you think? Would you notice when you
step
both your feet onto the ground and realize that
to be honest,
fuck.
I think the size would immediately be obvious. I'd be like trying to suddenly everything's a bit heavier.
Would you be in your adult clothes?
Huge.
Yeah.
What? Fully, yeah. Your pajamas
fall out
are
of
all
them.
baggy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be bizarre. I assume you'd have your adult mind in a 6-year-old body, and then you'd have to explain a lot.
Chestnut.
I don't know. It would be very odd, wouldn't it? It's like, I'm fucking 6 now.
Also, if you had your adult mind in your 6-year-old body and you had to go back to school, that would be bad because your brain isn't like a child's brain, which is very good at being receptive and learning. I mean, of course, you can still learn as an adult, but
you can kick all the other kids' asses though.
Well, you could, but I don't think you'd learn as well.
I know it.
I think you'd come across as that smart ass that then
is for
gets disconnected from everyone because he's not cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I feel like
you wouldn't care.
Academic achievement at that age isn't as important as academic achievement at in your late. Yeah. So, but then by the time you get to 15, 16-year-old, I'd argue a current 15 or 16-year-old probably knows more about maths and science than we do currently.
Yeah.
In terms of
I agree.
passing exams and things like that. Yeah. So
yeah, but I know that the angles of a triangle all add up to
your Pythagoras.
180 degrees.
Nice.
What do you call a triangle that has no equal sides?
It's an equilateral, inequilateral, odd one. Obtuse, acute.
Cross.
Oh, fuck, I can't even remember now. I'm trying to. I was going through the ones you were going.
Is it like a Pokemon? Scartine.
I feel like a 6-year-old would know more. Right now,
it's not Scartine.
So it's an opportunity to learn again. Although I would say, if you were 6 years old and you're in your own flat or whatever, you step outside, you're like, well, I don't really want to. I don't need to go.
Isosceles. No, that's when it's two equal and the other one isn't.
Yeah, scalene is the name of I believe a triangle that has no sides of equal length. But isosceles is like a point.
Before you think that another adult would probably kind of take you to a police station or kind of try and say that you shouldn't be out and about on your own, wandering around.
Yeah, I mean, for sure.
This kid's driving around in a Volvo.
6 years old. I'm on my own. I'm an unaccompanied child.
Driving.
Yeah. I mean, for sure, it'd be irritating as hell, but I think there's definitely...
I'm going to look like this ID, I swear.
Yeah. I mean, if you literally just get to go back...
I try.
24 years or 26 years or whatever it would be for us now, it would be great. I think I would choose to do it. Would you choose to do it?
No.
Out of curiosity, I think I'd be interested in seeing what would happen.
You'd have to ditch all your current friends.
A reversal? Yeah, is there a reversal here?
Not really. You got 10 years and then you're like a 16-year-old with an adult's brain is like, you know, could hang out with some 45-year-olds. It'd be weird, but like you could do
always
it.
hang out with 6-year-olds, so it would be fine.
It works.
I just love the conversation.
Like, go Lego! Let's go!
I love
Why
Lego.
do you have so much Lego and Scale Electric?
No, I actually don't like children very much, so it'd probably be awful. But yeah,
You'd have to be surrounded by 6-year-olds for a while and grow up like 7-year-olds, then 8. Like, at what point do you start liking people?
like 13.
13. That's quite
I
a
think
long
at that
time.
point you're like you've got like I remember being into like good games by that point, where I'd be like, shit, this is fun to play with people. You know,
Yeah,
like that.
Croc and Spyro the
I think I was
Dragon.
playing Tribes 2 when I was 13.
Wow.
Tribes 2 was a really good shooter with like vehicles. It was like a sort of bit like a futuristic battlefield.
I think I was 14 when I played. Well, when I got PS2. Yeah, it was just. I mean, do you remember the Lion King game on PC?
No, on Mega
remember
Drive.
on Sega Mega Drive.
I played it on PC.
Was
That
it 2D,
frustrating.
yeah?
Side scroller style. Well, not side scroller, but like platform.
It was all right. It was really hard though. I remember.
It was. There was some really hard, very specific jumps.
Yeah.
That really annoyed the shit out of me.
Yeah.
And you've seen how I play games. I can't normally, and so this was a real struggle for me. But that was.
And there's no saves.
I'm trying to think of how old I was. So it was 1994 when I was 6.
Oh
Nirvana
god.
was still around.
Most of Nirvana still are.
Most of them are. Do you see Foo Fighters are making a film?
Are they? About what? Themselves?
Or
Is it called like something Studio 666 or something like that, where they basically move into a haunted house and make their 10th album? And it's a bit.
I was kind of hoping they were just going to make one about themselves and their career. I think
No, it's not.
That'd be interesting.
It's
yeah.
kind of it's kind of a tongue-in-cheek comedy horror.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
If it's a comedy, then that could be funny because
Yeah.
he's really
I saw the,
funny
trailer
actually.
for it.
What's
I
his
thought it looked
face?
interesting.
Dave Grohl.
I was going to say David Guetta.
Fred Durst.
No,
Fred Durst.
Fred Durst. Yeah, he's really funny.
He'll be on the outside looking in, won't he?
I think so.
Who? Fred Durst. No, wait, that's
The who?
Stain.
Limp Bizkit. Fred Durst.
Just try to get another link in there to that same song.
Well,
What was that song? Behind Blue Eyes.
oh fuck's sake.
Yes.
The Pink
Yes,
Floyd.
It was.
Oh, Pink
Cover.
Floyd was it? Was who's who? I got it wrong then.
Oh, it's the Who. You're right.
Huh?
It is the Who.
Who did that? Yeah.
Behind Blue Eyes. Yeah.
Okay, there we
sorry.
go. We've wrapped that one up. That's the awkward thing that we were talking about earlier.
You're
No one
right.
knows what it's like, Russ. Be the bad man.
Of course.
To be the
You got the lyrics
sad
up?
man.
You got the lyrics just there? Or are you,
Behind
you riffing
blue
on?
eyes.
Am
I mean, I know the beginning, but I do have the lyrics in front of me now.
That was for Gothica with Halle Berry. Terrible film.
Oh, was it?
I didn't like the film, yeah. It might have been, some people might have enjoyed it, but I had to study it for film studies and I really disliked it.
Oh God,
You
sorry.
studied it it's got 15% on Rotten Tomatoes, and you studied
Oh,
it.
fuck's it really? 15%. Oh, no.
Why did you study
Yeah, I had
that?
to, well, we had to, I don't know, we had to kind of write a report on how, well, basically we had to just analyze it, like critical analysis and stuff. And then, yeah, where you basically say that everything that is kind of boring in the scene is going to mean something. Everything has to mean something. And
Fuck.
That must have been
bullshit all the
difficult
time.
because Ross, one critic, put it, succeeds in making every plot twist more unbelievable and irrational than the last. So how did you build on that analysis?
Honestly, it wasn't good. It wasn't my favorite thing.
No.
I
There
moved
must
on
have
to
been loads to
Scorsese films after that. Well, I think they specifically, we watched this in class and they were like,
Right.
okay, now we need to like analyze this, this, and this, and this. Very boring. But for my final piece, I did Scorsese.
Nice.
Just in
His body of
general, or
work.
like all their films?
Authorship. Sorry.
All their films, or just like
Yeah, just basically his like his gangster kind of era style
Hmm.
films. That was good. But
I
that was
fucking love
a bit more
Jurassic Park.
interesting, a bit more meaning behind some of the actual cinematography and stuff there. Did you say Jurassic Park?
Mm. One of his
Mm.
best.
Yeah. I loved Indiana Jones. Scorsese's really good at
And Star
bringing out
Trek.
Kevin
Fucking
Costner's
hell.
work.
Yeah, Dances with
Oh,
Wolves.
I love watching Kevin Costner though. I do.
Y-
Like, I do enjoy watching.
He
you know,
knows
there's-
he's
there's
good,
quite-
doesn't he?
There's quite a few actors out there that I really enjoy watching, and they just consistently get put in shit films, or like not shit films. Like, you know, I love Robin Hood, but it's not.
What about
Very-
Waterworld?
Water. I mean, they're all a bit like.
Have you seen
Maybe
Dances
just
with
do
Well,
like
Wolves?
7 years
no.
old when Waterworld came out, so that kind of links with
Yeah.
the question. But Waterworld, I believe, was the most expensive flop of all time.
Yeah.
That may have been beaten, to be fair. I heard that stat a long time ago.
Probably has.
But-
Yeah.
But it wasn't as good as Gothica, which she wrote a report on that one reviewer said, poor Berry once again stuck in a horrible, horrible film. I did enjoy the acting from the female cast. Not sure how the rest got their roles. It's pretty pathetic, really. Way too predictable. You just watch and forget.
Waterworld got a 43%.
Oh.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And you say Gothica was 15?
15%, yeah.
Nuts. Okay, that's really low. That's
15%.
really
That's less than half.
The London
This is
Evening
what
Standard
Waterworld
wrote the
got.
most interesting thing about this clunky, foolish horror fic is in which everybody but the audience is constantly caught off guard. Is Berry's scrappy wig?
Yeah, it was really. It's strange. I think the story, isn't it? She's like, oh man, I can't even remember now. She's really. You've got the blurb in front of you, probably. Is it like she's
the life
really
of a
like
psychiatrist, Miranda Gray. God, fuck me.
psychiatrist turned patient, so
What's
it's
that
kind of
mean?
like a really weird like story behind that. It's just really fucking. And then
Later,
her fight
Miranda
to, like,
wakes up in
prove
her own mental hospital under the care of her peer.
Oh my god.
I can't imagine, like, putting somebody in a mental hospital is quite a long legal process. You have to get them sectioned, all sorts
I've
of
seen
stuff
it.
like
No, they
that.
just
Peep
wake
show,
up
it's
and they're
easy as
there.
fuck.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh,
I've got to
man, these
get someone
films.
sectioned.
I tried
Get someone
watching
sectioned.
The Eternals last night, which is now free to watch
Ooh,
on.
I've
They didn't
heard
even bother
some.
trying to charge anyone for that one on Disney Plus. That's just now free on Disney Plus.
Big flopper.
Any joy there?
Considering how diverse and interesting the cast is, it's pretty goddamn awful.
I feel like it's pretty cookie cutter. Yeah.
It's just the pace at
Yeah.
which it moves. It kind of just like, it's like they're forgetting basic storytelling like structure. They're just like, it moves on from like, you were this person, you were this to me, okay, oh, I'm dead, oh, and this person's crying and everyone's crying again, and then, oh, you were this, and yes, you were great today, you know, like, it's just like, what on earth is going on? And it does have like a really like deep or traditional backstory, like, you know, it was based on comics. They're considered quite out there comics. Sure, like there's loads of source material for the people that understand this shit. It might have been a better film, but that's not who this film is
The
for.
concepts sound really interesting.
This film is for the public, not for people who've it did. The concept sounded really interesting, and it's got
Yeah.
some great people in it, but it's just terribly written and edited, and
Shame.
yeah,
Shame. Shame.
shame.
Shame.
So don't waste your time with that. It looks great though. Lovely looking film.
Lovely looking
But you
film.
wouldn't watch it if you were 6.
I stopped
what we-
watching it. You know, that and the new Witcher season I've actually just stopped watching. as
neglected,
well.
that's fair
Just
enough.
didn't.
I think
Yeah, it's just shit.
if you don't enjoy anything, just move on.
If you want
Yeah,
good,
there's so much other stuff out there. Really good stuff. I
exactly
quite
like
enjoy
AEW.
yeah, like AEW, like
Solid
Yellow
plot
Jackets. I've
every
been
week.
quite enjoying.
Jacket, okay.
Have
Yeah.
you seen that, Ross?
No, no, I was going to. I'm watching
It's-
Mayor of East
Easttown. Yeah.
Town. Yeah,
With what's her name?
Kate Winslet.
Kate Winslet. There you go.
Rose.
Rose. Nothing but a
Rose.
street whore.
Come on, street whore.
That reminds me, I need to do that Titanic VR experience and really
Oh yeah.
get to feel what it was like.
Does it do an experience of it going down? Like
Yeah.
Oh, does it
You
really?
get put on a lifeboat and you watch it as you're drifting out. The whole thing
weird.
collapses, and then there's like taglines saying like 500 people were trapped at the bottom bit at this moment. It's like, oh my god, it's harrowing.
Jesus. Is there a 9/11 version?
Not yet. No, they're not.
Fingers
Working on
crossed.
that
In
one.
100 years, that's acceptable.
Yeah.
I mean, why? You're literally just living through a disaster at that point. You are just
Catastrophic
literally
failures. VR.
How do I?
10 great experiences.
Because I've been. There was that thing which I think was in the first experiences of VR we
Be in
had,
the seat. I'm on row 9.
where we were like underwater with the Titanic. Remember that one? That was the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
Yes.
creepy because
No, that was there wasn't a
sharks.
Titanic, was it? It was just a whale swimming around us
Rusty
as you're on the
boat.
deck of a ship. There,
Yeah.
there is a Titanic one though, where the old lady from Titanic just appears as a ghostly visage to guide you around your diving experience.
I'm pretty sure there's also a sub experience where you're like in a submarine and you can like float around it.
Oh,
That
cool.
is part of it,
That sounds
yes.
fun.
Is that part of it? Okay.
Yeah, there's
That
different
sounds quite
experiences.
cool.
One where you get to see like the wreckage, and then the other one where you get to like go back in time and be a passenger escaping as you see a dad being torn away from his wife and child because women and children first, and then there's no space for all the men, and all the men die.
Of course.
Apart from the ones that jump into the lifeboat because they're like, fuck this, I'm getting off.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then their stories are the ones we hear about.
Yeah.
I'm too busy about trying to remember how to play the flute. Oh, it's been an honor, gentlemen.
My feet are soaked. We're going under. Pretty dark.
Pretty dark, but it's a
hopefully
VR
let me know how it
experience that
goes.
you can buy now.
Has there been any funny news?
There's
recently?
some.
Well, that wasn't funny enough.
We've got some funny news.
pretty funny.
I don't know if this is how recent this is. There's all sorts of depressing news at the moment. What's this one here? A woman says she was abducted by aliens who removed her eggs for hybrid babies. I mean, I don't know if I want to go into that one.
Hybrids
pretty
again.
fast
I mean,
news.
do they not? We could check that. Do they have any eggs?
What the hybrid?
Woman
got the
says, "Oh God, it's a Daily Star."
That's what I mean.
Um,
I kind of the headline is it based off of a TikTok? No, I don't want to read that one.
A woman has claimed she was abducted by aliens and that 3 of her eggs were removed by them for hybrid babies. Shira Lumira Rejoice, that's her name, shared her memorable experience on TikTok and recalled how the aliens came to her house 3 years ago, allegedly in 2018. In the viral clip, where a soundtrack plays with an overlay text that read, "When people don't believe you were taken by extraterrestrial beings, but you have ovarian scarring from egg removal and the ultrasound to prove it." I mean, is that like a...
What's with the video?
Why the fuck is there dancing involved?
Oh, what? This is so okay. So to explain to anyone listening, there's a TikTok woman's dancing with the text Smith just read over the top of it, saying, "But you have ovarian."
People don't believe you were abducted
scarring.
by extraterrestrial beings, but you have ovarian scarring from egg removal in the ultrasound to prove it. When people don't believe, yeah.
How can you? You can't be
gotta
taken
be a
seriously.
joke,
Sorry,
right?
you cannot be taken. Yeah, it has to be because there's no way you can be taking seriously dancing and just being like, no one believes me about my fucking
Yeah.
my abducted alien eggs. So I'll just dance this one off. No one believes me. But anyway, I'll
I've got
dance and make
trauma.
I'm working through the trauma, dancing it off.
I don't want to wake up
yeah.
anymore.
Imagine if that's how we just receive our news in like 10 years' time. A fucking newsreader has to do a crazy TikTok dance and kind of like deliver like the saddest news. I'm afraid the president is dead. Just like dancing. Oh my god! We're just trying to keep it hip for the kids.
It's the only way they'll learn now.
They'll
is
learn.
You have to do
my
everything
God.
rhythmically, otherwise they lose interest and they won't get any information out. TikTok's
Hottest
weird.
summer on record again. Global
I've got to
catastrophe.
do a thing. Everything's delivered by memes.
Yeah, it's I mean, it's an interesting medium, but yeah, when people try and dance off stuff and then say like something really traumatic in the text, it's like, oh, okay, not sure how to take that. Should I be laughing or, give me my apologies?
Man, we could do
so
a
I don't really
whole.
believe the hybrid baby thing.
You don't believe the hybrid baby thing?
I don't believe that's true.
Even after
Send it to room 101.
I told you about my dream.
Oh God, your dream. Fuck me.
It's really stayed with me, that dream.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm a vessel. I
Have
know
you gone back
things now.
to that dream?
I've
This
not
dream
gone
hasn't
back
been
to it.
referenced in a hat chat before. So if
No,
you
you're
are,
right. I won't give the
familiar
whole
with it.
story because it is long as fuck, as you guys witnessed.
Yeah, really.
But
short, isn't it?
basically, my granddad discovered in the desert of Egypt, of course, an undulating seahorse. He created a contraption to get its liquid out of it. Obviously, I absorbed that liquid in this vision, and I went to the future past, which was an ancient civilization before our civilization took hold and grew up. And they were super advanced, but very smug about it. And they had quantum computers and stuff. And I was mocked because I was taken back in time. But I was trying to warn them that they were going to die, and they didn't have any of it. And then I woke up.
Wow. And have you tried to get back into that dream at
No,
all?
I've
Or
not.
maybe
No,
kind
I've
of
not
read up
tried.
a bit more about some of the concepts.
No.
Maybe draw something or.
Someone has drawn that alien horse for
yeah.
me, as well as the metal contraption around it, and that's quite accurate. So I'm happy with that.
And when does Netflix taking that one? I'm guessing that's already
Waiting for the
sold.
call, Ross. Just waiting for that call.
Waiting for the call.
My phone is always on, and it's not on silent anymore. Netflix, if you want to call. Prime, I'm up for Amazon, maybe. Not Hulu,
At least
though.
a 10-parter. At least a 10-part. Not
Hulu.
Fair enough. Okay.
Well,
Don't laugh.
I mean, sorry, I was just looking through some pictures on this article and it just made me laugh.
Which article is that?
Dad and son pose nude together on OnlyFans, and they make a fortune.
Yeah.
So Linus says,
Okay.
let me post this, but it links through to a New York Post article that has some funnier photos on it. But talk about daddy issues. The New York Post article opens. A father and son are making a fortune on OnlyFans, sharing naked photos of themselves hanging out together. They make roughly a bold Brit. This guy's British, and his father, who hasn't been publicly named. Stripped down. I put a picture of my dad up, just us topless after a workout, and it just went mental. He's talking about his audience going.
Right. Okay.
And they wanted them to add more kinky. Oh my god!
But with their dad, though,
More kinky stuff. Look at that article, the New York Post, and look at the second image and the tweet that they put out. Me and my dad don't give a fuck. With
The
like
New
a little
York
Disney,
Post.
like horny sign, full picture on my OnlyFans, and it's like a dick and an ass emoji, and all it is a picture of the guy who's. Both of these guys are like pretty like buff big dudes, but they're like. His dad looks very like rough and strong, and he looks a bit
like
more
he's
like
tattooed his hairline.
clean cut and tattooed a hairline on. Yeah, it's a strange thing, but he's like holding his finger up to the camera like, we don't give a fuck, and he's topless, and I think he's got his other hand on his dick. There you go. They're seeing it on the stream now. You don't see the whole image, but I'm guessing he's got his hand on something. And then his dad is stood behind him in the background with his hands on his head and his ass turned to the camera, and it's just
That's his father and son.
the things people do for money is just it's impressive.
It's making money.
I
Oh
suppose.
shit!
Well, I mean,
How far do you want to go, Dad?
Dad, it's making money. Do you want to just I mean, I don't necessarily disagree with it. That's fine. If you can do that with your dad, doesn't mean you're sexually attracted to your father or anything along those lines. But it's surprising and unusual, isn't it?
It's a different topic at Christmas dinner, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's another one with them in a shower.
Yeah, son.
Yeah.
Just
How's
took
the
some photos in the shower together. We were topless, and
How's the
we
OnlyFans?
actually had our bottoms off as well. We were naked.
Yeah,
In
well,
fact-
you know, my son's doing a great job selling pictures of his penis online. So I thought, he said, Dad, a couple of the guys that pay for pictures of my dick saw you in a photo the other day, and they said you look fucking hot, and they wouldn't mind a wank over you. Would you fancy coming in a photo with me? We'll just strip off. You show them your ass, and I'll show them my cock. Yeah, right, son. Yeah.
Race you to the shower.
Dad, go on. No, a bit more arse. And put your hands behind your head. That's it. Nice. Right, now I'm just going
Square
to
your butthole
hold
a
me
bit.
cock. Right, who's taking photo?
If you can do that, that's fine. It is unusual.
$40,000 a month. That's big.
Yeah.
It's big money. But what's the emotional cost or the future cost between? Is that a normal relationship? Is that a healthy relationship to have with your father, to be posing naked or being naked with them constantly?
It's not unheard of.
Or the arousal of others.
In other countries, that nakedness is not really a taboo thing at all.
That's the thing, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, this is it, and I think that's.
But this is obviously sexualized and put on OnlyFans, so it's a slightly different, I guess.
But then equally, why does it matter? Ultimately, they're making money from the fact that there is a massive cultural convention of us all being modest, right? And covering up your parts, and we all kind of agree and get on with that. And there are various reasons why that has or has not become a convention as part of our social interactions, as to not being naked all the time, whatever.
Yeah.
And really, they're just making money from the fact that that exists. Ultimately, the natural body is a naked one. It's good to put clothes on because it keeps you warm. It's hard to say it's wrong. I don't actually think it is logically wrong.
Okay, would you have this picture with your dad if your dad said,
No, I don't
I've
think
seen
so.
this, I've
No.
seen this article, son, and I'm really interested in
40K is a lot a
pursuing
month.
a career in this. 40,000 I could do with some money. The roof needs
Yeah,
rethatching.
exactly.
Your dad now lives in a thatched house. It needs rethatching. And I'm actually naked now, son. Do you want to just strip off and we'll take some quick photos? Your mum's going to take them.
I think that
Throwing the
once
spanner.
upon a time people
Mum's
did
taking
naked community naked calendars. You know,
Yeah,
what's
yeah.
I think Calendar Girls, that film
I guess so,
about
yeah.
slightly older women doing a nude calendar shoot and the excitement that brought. So you could use that as an example.
Okay, you're 50 years old.
I think I'm unlikely to tweet. Me and my dad don't give a fuck. Horny face. Full up picture on my OnlyFans. Dick and arse emoji. I'm unlikely to go. That
It'd be way
far
more
with it, 'cause I
tasteful,
think-
wouldn't it?
Yeah, I would do it more tasteful.
That picture also looks like they're in his bedroom. Is he in the bedroom he grew up in? Like, I mean, where does it get weird? Is all I'm saying. So you've got your son. You're like, son, we can take naked photos together now. You're of age. It's fine. And OnlyFans is a thing. We can make a quick buck. Let's take some pictures in the bedroom you grew up in, and we'll both be naked.
Yeah.
Where's the line?
Well, also it's like the fact that this guy has top 0.1% in his like Twitter name, and I've noticed some OnlyFans. Exactly, right? They all
probably all
do
get
it.
told the same line because that's then like. Ooh.
But like it tells you something. Right? I don't go, oh, top 0.1%. Fuck yeah! I mean, badass man. I look at that and go, you are desperate to make yourself legitimate because you are insecure about what you are doing here.
I think so.
Like yeah.
I think it's an advertising thing. Isn't
It's
it?
not. No, they don't. It's just them going. Why would it advertise to you that they're 0.1%? Because you're like, everybody likes this.
If it's like a ranking board, isn't it? So it's like saying, oh, I'm in the
It's an accolade, isn't it?
1,000.
Yeah.
I don't know how many there are though.
I think
that's
like
the point.
It adds value to
like,
the thing.
thing
if
is,
you're considering purchasing, it's like, well,
Right.
I'm top 0.1%, so you can go ahead and subscribe for guaranteed high quality stuff.
Father son naked pictures. Yeah.
I guess for me, I see it as like just somebody
That's why
going,
I
like,
subbed.
I'm top 0.1%. Like I'm the best at this. I'm doing this because I'm good at it. Like in a way, for me, that just makes a person sound as though like, they're essentially
There's a sense of arrogance,
it.
but they are also completely naked,
having...
putting their middle finger up with their dad. So it's like, well, there isn't any shame.
Yeah, exactly. If you truly do this for your own empowerment and for all those things, then great. No problem at all. I think that a lot of the reason people have problems with this and are a little bit like, okay, is because we know that deep down somewhere, they're probably feeling a little bit sort of, maybe it's not healthy to make a naked OnlyFans with my dad.
It's certainly
maybe.
That's for sure. It's a maybe it'll become a cultural norm in Western society.
These are
in 10 years' time, we'll all be
two
posing with our
frontiersmen
sons or dads
carving a new path
for
our society.
Have you done? Yeah. Just imagine the conversation just like down the road. Have you been doing any father-son? No. Oh, I did one last week. Really good.
It's actually really nice. Neither of us got hard. Neither of us got hard either. So that was
we weren't erect on this one. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We will be on the next one probably.
Yeah. They call this the soft shoot, and then the next shoot is the hard shoot. And then it's the shoot, and that one's quite a hard one.
Yeah. Where's the line? I think is as long as you're not crossing that line, and they're not causing. Is incest is a crime, right?
Is it?
I honestly I haven't looked up whether it's a crime. I feel like it is, but is it though? I guess they'll go as close to the line as they need to be.
Should it be? What I mean, some people kiss their fathers, and some people don't. Some people might do more.
I haven't had enough coffee for this conversation.
Yeah.
Some people kiss
I'm not
their
willing
fathers,
to get into this 2 minutes before we have to finish.
Who would be to judge? It's such a tiptoeing around in case the entire audience is like, I tongue my dad. There's nothing wrong with that.
Well, also,
fuck you, Hat Films.
I feel like you're constantly like you do have to constantly assess your own like boundaries, right? And because like I think
you don't have to test them though. I just want to make that clear.
You don't have to. You don't have to
test them, but like if I feel like if I approached my dad with this, I don't think we'd be in the
Dad, how far would you go if I started
for 40 grand?
40 grand's quite a lot of money, isn't it? That's per month. Now, all we have to do is straightforward. Yeah, it's a simple idea. And I mean, yeah, fair play to them. They're making crazy money.
Fair play,
we
lads.
Don't have to, and that's okay.
Fair play. Not for me personally. Not for me.
Funny news. There you go.
Yeah.
Is it funny, or is it wrong to say it's funny because it's actually perfectly normal to shower with your dad?
Right now it's funny, but we'll go with the times, Ross. And if it becomes not funny, I'm sure we'll
Give
stop
us two
laughing.
answers just in case for future quotes.
Indeed.
I'm okay with showering with my dad.
If it becomes not,
showering with your dad.
I'm up for it.
Well, you would have showered. Yeah, you probably like. I mean, I've been on like
Maybe,
camping
like-
trips as a child where like
Yeah.
there are like public showers, swimming pool trips, things like that. When you're a kid.
Yeah.
Maybe not as a buff 30-year-old man. Maybe not that.
Maybe
But
not.
none of us are buff 30-year-old men, so we don't have to
I
worry
don't
about
know.
it. Yeah.
Who knows? Times may change. But I mean, thanks for watching today.
Thank
Listening,
you.
Sorry, as well. Or both.
Yeah. Why not both? You could check out our
not?
YouTube channel where you can see all these wonderful visuals like that image of the OnlyFans
Yeah.
on our YouTube channel. Just look for the Hat Chat podcast. Or maybe you'd like to sign up to our Patreon because you're sick of those ads. Sorry about those, but they just keep the Hat Chat going and keep us from starting an OnlyFans like that. So thank you to
Yeah, we're not
patreon.com/hatchatfilms.
at their level. We need to pump that up. Yeah,
We do need to pump it
patreon.com.
up.
I feel like also. I don't know. I'm just wondering.
We can shower together, guys. That's nothing.
This
wrong with
guy's
that.
really jacked, like the guy we were talking about, right? Like if it's a largely male audience, which I'm guessing it might be. I'm not going to say it is though, but from our experience, it's quite a male audience out there. If it's a male
From our
audience that's
experience.
paying for his subs, it's like if I got really jacked,
Yeah.
I don't think I'd have a huge problem selling pictures of myself for
No,
money.
of course. I think that's if anything, that's an
confidence,
incentive
right?
For like you've built
It's
up
not
confidence.
confidence, just-
You've got to a certain size where you're happy with how you look, and yeah, sure.
Well, I don't think people would buy naked photos of me now, is what I mean.
Well, they might do.
Oh, it's
You've built-
definitely
not
You've
niche.
built up an audience. I think you'd have a 10 or 20.
Yeah, but it's not.
subs
No, I
quite
don't want to
quickly.
like. That's just cannibalizing your audience at that point. They'll start spending money on my OnlyFans, and they'll stop spending it on our Twitch subs. Like that's what will happen. I'm talking about
Oh, yeah, you're worried about that.
accessing a new audience. What's
Yeah.
out there.
Mm.
But yeah, I mean,
Dad bod pictures are fine. I think they'll
Yeah.
be fine.
Yeah.
Dad bods
Good.
with your dad.
yeah, yeah, I did.
I've got an
Yeah,
idea.
got an idea.
I'll speak to you after this.
Oh,
Well,
God.
thanks for
Right.
listening
Well, I'm off
today.
to go and freeze in a woodland somewhere, guys. So,
Nice.
Yeah,
Well,
that'd
if
be
you want
good,
to take
mate.
any pics, that's a good
Yeah.
backdrop.
Oh, it was so cold. My nips got so hard.
My balls are so
I
shrunk.
woke up with this frostbite on my knob.
Thanks for listening. We'll be back next week with more of this. Sorry about that. Yeah. Enjoy the outro fingle by Lazarus and see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Sweet dreams.